Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be presenting a video dedicated to my new series that I'm going to start in the Vietnam War. Now some of you may not know too much about the Vietnam War. A lot of people say it was a very unnecessary war, which at times seemed like it was, but as I explained to you, you might have a different opinion. So sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy the video. Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today, I'll be introducing a new series that I'm calling Vietnam, the war that was supposed to be over in 8 weeks. Okay, from the beginning. It all started where the north part of Vietnam wanted communism and the south part of it wanted democracy. So North Vietnam didn't like that idea, so this all resorted into a civil war. But the bad thing was, the north part of Vietnam had the advantage because they had Soviet Russia and communist China, and South Vietnam only had us, the United States of America. And if you travel to North Vietnam, which was highly unlikely, you would see posters like this around. As you can see, they're working people. You notice that they're Asian. No problem with that, just the fact that this was a Vietnamese poster. Anyways, if you see a hammer and the moon-looking symbol on the flag, that you are a citizen or you're in a nation of communism. And communism, let me describe to you, let's just say that you're a farmer and you have to grow this crop. You've been growing it for a year, and this will, when you sell it, you will have enough money for new equipment, more importantly, food for your family, your children, your wife, and you. And other little joy things that you can have in life. And some high-ranking official from the government starts walking down the street, and they see your stuff. They say, I want that. It's theirs, not yours anymore. Nothing. You get no say in the matter. You don't even get paid for it. In some cases, if they were really evil people, which was most of them, they would behead you or hang you. Because it's theirs. Well, who are you kidding? It's not yours anymore. But that was basically it. There is a little commandeering law in the United States that's they can, if they wanted that land and they needed it, they can write you a check and take it. It's a crappy law, but it's nothing compared to communism, so thankful for that. Okay, let's see here. First attacks. The first attack was on August 2nd, 1964, and it was the USS Mandox, or Mandox. It was attacked by 3 North Vietnamese torpedo boats in the Gulf of Tonkin. And if you're wondering what a torpedo boat looks like, there you are. This just made the enclosure of war coming quickly, because now they attacked us. The American people are wondering, what are we going to do? President Johnson is in office, and it's one of those whole things that we can only go so far. There was rumors of a second attack on August 4th, 1964, but there was really no evidence of it happening. Strangely, there was no wreckage and no bodies to be found, so it's not really a documented one, but it's there. President Johnson's retaliation. President Johnson, right here, was convinced by Congress that what they can do was just use our Air Force, and our Air Force was, quote, superior at the time, and they said that we can stop it and suppress the whole thing in 8 weeks with just bombing runs, mostly napalm, to be exact. Which is kind of ironic, because in World War II, Germany, Adolf Hitler, thought that they can win the war against, or make Britain surrender, because they had a really good Air Force, the Luftwaffe. And after a lot of battles, they found out they couldn't do it. Same story here, just same story, different day. Or different year, to be exact. So, because North Vietnam had actually a pretty good anti-air establishment. So, that's when President Johnson authorized the okay of military ground troops. See, this was a huge thing, because they said, well, we can get this up in 8 weeks. We don't need any ground troops to be here. We're fine. And it was never intended to be a real war. It was just to protect the U.S. planes. Kind of to intimidate the North Vietnamese, too. It doesn't end that way, sadly. So, you'll find that out in the next slide. First major ground engagement. The first plan was that we can get U.S. troops into choppers and land them. And the most, the most that a helicopter at that time can handle was around 6 passengers. Like, if you see in the background, that's a Hind. And they wouldn't, they can't really carry a lot of people, but they don't carry a little people. It's pretty average. So, if you have an average amount of people flying in, and you drop them, there's only so much space that you can go, because you don't want to crash the helicopters to each other. You can have only half of your platoon of men, and you would still have to patrol. That wasn't a good idea, but they had to do it anyways. So that all led to this bad, probably one of the most gruesome part of the beginning of this. So it was just a regular patrol, and they found this one Vietnamese man, or not a man, a soldier, for North Vietnam, and they took him and interrogated him immediately. They found a very disturbing discovery. He said that there were 3 companies waiting for all the American soldiers. 3 companies. And that they wanted nothing else to do, or they didn't want anything but to watch every American soldier, to die. So, after the few minutes, that's when this all happened. Engagement started happening. There's only 200 U.S. soldiers, or not, I take that back, less than 200 U.S. soldiers down there, and there were 3 companies of them. So they were outnumbered, and plus, the 3 companies had the high ground. So, combined with very low numbers and low ground, and you are going against an enemy with the high ground and the high numbers. That cannot end well, which they were about to lose, because they were losing their flanks and they were about to get surrounded. That's when they called in the codename Broken Arrow, which meant that every available every available jet in the area would drop their payload, which was usually, again, napalm and probably some 8-pounders around there, to do that. And that's how we managed to win on that battle with our Air Force. The U.S. was so cocksure that they would be able, with our, quote, awesome superiority in military tactics, that we can finish this in 8 weeks. They lied. And this conflict happened for a very long time. This is just a taste of what just happened. Well, that's pretty much all that we have for today. And I hope this was enlightening for some people. And if you like the video, there's a button for that. If you want to see more, there's also a button for that. And today is Veterans Day, which this will be posted. So if you have anybody in your family, or maybe it's just a stranger and you're in the supermarket and you see them with the veterans hat, take the time to walk to them and say, thank you for serving our country. I know it's hard, believe me, I'm a little shy when it comes to that stuff too, but it's worth it because it's awesome thinking that they fought for us so we can sit on the couch and watch TV all day. But yeah, thank you, and I hope you have a good day, and thank you for any veterans that might be watching this video. Thank you for serving our country.